everybody. I am sure you have all been into a craft store and thought, I wish I could make that myself. Or you've been on Pinterest and you've been scrolling through and thought, I'm pretty sure I can make that. Well, today I'm going to show you how to emboss. What is embossing, you ask? Well, it is to decorate a surface with raised ornament. So, today we're going to do a different form of embossing, which is heating, using a heating tool, so heating embossing. So, what you'll need to do this kind of embossing is your little embossing tool, which is like a little heating gun. You can use a blow dryer, which I don't recommend because it'll take you a really long time. You don't want to buy one of these fancy little tools, but you can get them at Michael's. You're going to need wax paper from Walmart, some pins, which I keep in this handy little tomato, a candle, plain, white or off-white, just try to keep it simple. And then you're also going to need some tissue paper. And you're going to want the tissue paper to be festive as much as you can, but something that, will suit whoever you're going to give this gift to. So, first off, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to start off with a smaller size candle, because no one is a pro the first time they do this. So, for all the novices who try this, do not start big. Repeat. Okay? So you're going to start with your small size candle. You're going to take your tissue paper, and I've already kind of pre-cut mine except for my little rough edges. And you're just going to want to make sure that it is the right size of your candle. It should meet up on the edges, but not overlap too much, because then it's going to overlap with the pattern. Once you do that, you're also going to need a piece of wax paper to go around, about the same size. Don't have to worry too much about what size wax paper you get. And you're going to want to lay your wax paper down, lay your little tissue paper down, put down your candle, and you want to make sure you wrap both of them and tightly pin them using your fancy little push pin so that nothing goes anywhere. And remember, you don't have to put the whole push pin in there. It's not really necessary, just enough to keep everything together. So you'll have your little candle kind of set like this, pinned where everything conjoins, holding everything down, and you can see how it's going to kind of show up already. So, now comes in the embossing heat tool. Plugged in, ready to go. But let me warn you, it's very hot. So do not put it around your kids or your animals, and do not put your hand in the way of the little fumes. And while you're doing this, do not try to put your hand in the way of it. Try to maneuver the candle like by twisting it using the wax paper you have on the excess. So, for instance, you're going to want to keep it about 2 inches away from the candle, and you're going to want to just slightly rotate it enough that it's evenly warming the candle. Now, when you're doing this, though, you also want to make sure that you're actually heating the candle, because you might think that you've been doing it for about 5 minutes and it's only been a couple seconds, but the real reason that you know it's actually worked is if your wax paper, which is right now kind of cloudy, it'll eventually become clear. So, and then eventually your candle is going to start to sweat, and it will really look like it's sweating. So, you're going to kind of keep on doing that, and you're going to want to rotate the candle, and you're going to want to heat it up until, you see the little marks, and it's going to start to adhere the tissue paper to the candle itself. Now, there becomes a problem with this when you're a beginner. You see, the paper kind of starts to bubble, and so you start thinking, oh my gosh, now my candle's going to be all three-dimensional. That's not going to look good. Well, I have adapted the Taylor method for you, so that this does not happen. When the candle is still warm, but not too hot to touch, you're going to want to roll it in between your hands, like in between your palms. Right now I have a pen to show you though. And the idea is that you want to keep the candle smooth. So that texture looks good, and when you give it to somebody, it doesn't look rough textured, and it still looks like a nice candle. So what happens is you'll have done all that, you'll have smoothed out your edges, and eventually you'll come out with a nice product that looks like this. And it'll eventually look like the tissue paper was never really separate from the candle. So you can end up putting it in a nice little glass with a bow, or you can just give it to a family member in a wreath. And then while you're at all your Christmas parties and everyone's singing jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock, you'll know that your